What is it about tracking members' search history that's drawing your concern?
My understanding is that their computer is set up where the DOJ was allowing access to the files, and I think members should obviously have the right to peruse those at their own speed and with their own discretion. And I don't think it's appropriate for anybody to be tracking that. So I will echo that to anybody involved with the DOJ. And I'm sure it was an oversight. That's my guess. Okay.
Now, I've seen some of the unredacted Epstein files, and obviously, as you know, President Trump's name is all over them, but so are the names of other senior Trump officials: Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce; John Phelan, the Secretary of the Navy; and Stephen Feinberg, the Deputy Secretary of Defense. These men were appointed by President Trump to senior positions in his administration. All of them have clear and confirmed ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Attorney General Bondi, yes or no, has the Justice Department asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Epstein?
Excuse me. Secretary Lutnick has addressed those ties himself.
I'm asking you, has the Justice Department specifically asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein?
He has addressed those ties himself.
Was the president aware of Secretary Lutnick's ties to Epstein when he chose him to lead the Department of Commerce? Was he aware?
Chris Malin was a Border Patrol agent.
Okay, so I'm going to conclude that the president, in fact, did know about his ties because he was the next door neighbor.
Shame on you.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You're
this
from
is
a tiny,
pathetic. This
beautiful
is
state.
pathetic, Mr.
Committee
Chair.
will be in order.
I am not asking trick questions here. The American people have a right to know the answers to this. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary.
I'm Attorney General.
My apologies, I couldn't tell.
Didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once when he was
Weak sauce.
And also, I want the record to reflect that, you know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
is
Jewish.
I
just
want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
My time.
Really?
The committee will be in order.
Talk to Jared Wise about anti-Semitism.
The ranking member knows that.
Can I get like 30 seconds back, you know?
Yeah, I've been.
Ballant took
I think
30
the whole
of mine.
committee.
You weaponize the Department of Justice to target immigrants, working families, and anyone that Trump deems an enemy of the state, all to protect real powerful criminals, including in your administration. My Democratic colleagues have focused on your cover-up of the Epstein files and your passion for protecting pedophiles and child traffickers. That alone is grounds for impeachment. But there's so much more to your corrupt tenure as Attorney General. You directed prosecutors to investigate elected officials in welcoming jurisdictions, and you got thrown out of court when you sued Chicago, Cook County, and Illinois. You directed prosecutors to prioritize low-level immigration cases while gutting enforcement against corporate criminals and public corruption. And even your own boss has repeatedly complained to your staff about you, calling you weak and ineffective. Weak and ineffective. That's what Donald Trump thinks of you already.
But after the filing deadline, you publicly announced you would not run when your chief of staff, Patty Garcia, announced and took your seat.
That's a state matter. That isn't a federal matter. You should investigate crime.
Congress passed an act saying that you publish all the Epstein files. I don't know if they published all of them. They published 300 million pages or something. But they redacted the names. They did not redact the names of the victims, but they did redact the names of the abusers. That's backwards. That's a great disservice to the victims. And she never answered why they got that backwards. Every time we asked her that, she said, "Well, Merrick Garland did." So, I'm not sure what Merrick Garland did. And if he did the wrong thing, perhaps him too, but he wasn't before us. This Justice Department will most certainly not deliver the accountability. This Justice Department isn't. You know, Donald Trump's name is all over the thing. They redacted every mention of him. They're engaged in a giant cover-up, and so they're certainly not going to do anything right.
Well, it was pretty aggressive. I mean, she insulted me. She insulted virtually every Democrat when she got the opportunity. It's kind of crazy that she would flip to the page, which clearly has pre-prepared
Insults.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a very serious exercise, and it's really just, it was so chilling when she was invited on multiple occasions to apologize to the Epstein survivors, who she had outed, and they were right there behind her, and she absolutely refused to acknowledge them.
When will you be satisfied? I'll be satisfied when those victims are survivors here today. And until then, I'm going to, work my butt off trying to get the DOJ to comply. So, the DOJ, why did they have a list of 18 people with Maxwell and Epstein on it, and 2 victims, and a bunch of people that so far seem branded to me? And then why were they compelled to redact this one's names? If we go to actual FBI documents and the titles on it, like the FBI document, the 3-page document, this is an election, this is co-conspirator. The top of that document, it says child sex trafficking. Like, if you're the DOJ, and wouldn't that be the first place you go when you inherit documents from a prior administration?
For this, they're trying to work through it in a way that protects the victim and protects other innocent people had no relation at all with Mr. Epstein. Their information was put out there, bank information, and other things. That's ridiculous too. But it's when this time and the pressure they're getting from certain members of Congress. So they're doing all they can to comply, and I think they're going to continue to do that, and they're going to do it in a way that's consistent.